Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eddie Marcus. I'm here again because you matter. I have prepared for you a little presentation that will share with you the information that I've been given to share with you. As I was preparing it, I listed maybe a couple of various topics that would kind of embrace what I want to say. And one of the topics just happened to be you must handle the truth. The other topic that I am considering is called America, a Retarded Nation. Now, most of you will probably like the positive statement about you must handle the truth. That is kind of positive. You must handle the truth. But to say America is a retarded nation, that means that you've already presented yourself as having some major issues. And I want to address it. America, a retarded nation. For so many years, I have held my voice modulated. Though my presence on this earth is to expose and to reveal using my voice, not the voice of contemporary jargon. My living has been set aside to see and to speak the truth to my blind family of humans. What I tell you will not be accepted by any of you. If I say this is hell, that evil is the order of the day, and all Americans in this country and 8 billion worldwide are the power behind the world's evil, no one would believe it. If I share a truth with you that serves as answers to the prayers you make daily, you will reject it. If I tell you that you gleefully receive evil as your way of life, you will reject that as well. The pain and sufferings of the world is of your making. These evil choices are because humans the world over has no true concept of the true God. There is no difference between your preachers and everyday business. It is about power, it's about money, it's about sex. The only exception is downright ignorance. The church and its number representations are on the broad and wide path that leads to destruction. The straight and narrow is the path that leads to life. The systems of the world exist in opposition to the truth. Everything taught has a measure of truth, which is testament to human creation. Thus, the penalty for exposing the deception is commensurate with the devastation of the deceived world with truth. I would like to take you to an earlier period in time in hopes of making it easier for you to understand what is being said in your time, in fact, in all times. That's why I'm here, to help you choose life. That's why you're here, as a human being, to choose life and to create. The world we live in, this hell, many people know exactly what's going on. Some are making mischief, which is evil. Others are helping and supporting its continuity. And still others haven't a clue. This includes those holders of this hellish system. If heaven is a status acclaimed to those who have lived a life that stands out, a life representing compassion for everybody around, who rejects any established order that fails to meet the basic common needs of all, instead of just doing what benefits a few. You see, the actions of such people are righteous, and they, in the name of righteousness, are fearless. When they go after something, it's completed. They become such a threat to any such injustice that many times they are killed in order for evil to continue. Those with such reputations, they represent what is required to have such status acclaimed, afforded them. And if heaven is a place one visits, it's reasonable to conclude the requirements would not be any less demanding. In this playground of life, humans are free to do their will. Each are accountable for their actions. Only one restriction: stay away from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Seek the truth, wherein freedom from bondage is the process. No one escapes it, for it is the narrow path that each must travel. Presently, we are on the wide path, and most are on it. It is a path to death. Most don't know it. That's why you are constantly reminded, so that you might live. I became an approved, trained, and qualified social scientist as issued by Alcorn State University under the laws of the state of Mississippi. For the past 49 years, I've used every ounce of my living searching for answers to a few common social issues of our day. I have found some major shockers in regards to the message taught, the message learned, the message practiced when it is confronted with a different truth. Truth is, human beings are what others have decided them to be. From the very top of the social economic ladder to the extreme bottom, all are beholden to the hand that feeds them. You are a slave master, according to the time and need, regardless of the depth of your hue. To understand the beginning, observe the present. The message of Adam and Eve in the garden can best be understood when you are connected to the story. The most beautiful creature, or should I say the most beautiful creature ever created, is a female. No angel above, nor devil below can touch the beauty of a female in every species. Now, of all the fruits available, none is equal to sex. Sex has a built-in gratification, a natural order of things. Don't need anyone but yourself. Eve represents the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The forbidden fruit is intercourse. The demand, thou shalt not, became the temptation. Temptation is strong, for such is natural. After a period of time, what had been taking place could not hide behind a fig leaf. The violation brings on confusion. It brings on doubt. It brings on a lack of faith. And confused parents produce confused children, confused communities, confused nations, and a confused world. Yet the trees still follow natural laws, and so do the storms, so do the tsunamis, So do the wildfires, and so does hate, evil. They too follow the natural laws. Peace, prosperity, freedom, joy, dreams fulfilled are the result of natural orders, can't be duplicated or imitated by politics or guns. The straight and narrow requires that those with the knowledge protect those without. Protect any and all sufferers from their enemies with truth and courage. In closing, allow me to be more specific. My presence here today is a divine attribute. I am here to give America the hard pill, to tell you like it is, not what you want to hear. The truth is, America, though it claims democracy, is one of the most evil nations on earth. She claims to be prosperous, rich, yet some of its citizens are as poor as other anywhere. She claims to be fair and just, while at the same time hold its white citizens as superior to all others, meaning life is made easier for one group and much harder, even to the extent that 400 years and all throughout America and America's existence, its blacks have and are treated as second-class citizens. Its superior citizens can attack and affect efforts to overthrow the government in violations of the law and adjudicate it as merits of a penalty of 45 days or so of house arrest or 3 or 4 months of jail time, while at the same time prisons are filled with other non-whites doing 5 or more years in prison for having a weed seed found in their cars. Such conduct is approved by the United States Supreme Court. It is approved by the Department of Justice. It is approved by the White House, by the United States Congress, and America's churches. In light of the mission I have been given, it is my duty to call this evil out, expose it, opposition to truth and the heavenly life designed by the Creator for all people, subverted by those that claim to have a better plan for their superiority than God. This system of government is so corrupt that it is acceptable for elected officials that have taken an oath of office, yet attempt to subvert that office for illegal activities, and when their actions fail, which, by the way, was executed right in plain sight, these liars are sought as candidates for public office to carry out successfully illegal activities of exploitation of the citizens, the government, and the law in the future. Everyone has an opinion, you know, contrary to truth, but everyone is held accountable for their activities while in bodies on this earth at this time. I send this message to every American, regardless of race and color, regardless of creed and religious affiliations, and of secret society. This is the same message given to the first humans. There is one God only of the people that are to be honored, that promotes the fulfillment of dreams. There is none other that comes without lies and deceptions, cheating and exploitation, crime and violence, haves and have-nots, terror, war, hatred, racism. All fake governments are known by such attributes. Their leaders are crooks. Politicians, even the so-called good ones, are crooks. Anyone standing outside of the heavenly plan is standing on the side of the problems. Every news source, including human sources, should be together with the people at every state house, at every mayor's office, and Washington, D.C., saying this evil is over. You don't have to trust elections. Just do the right thing. Protect every citizen. Separate yourselves from crooks, heartless people, purveyors of evil. Your problems are real and must be addressed. Go to the seat of power, local, state, and federal. Move in. All work stop. The nation is known. The nation as known stops until justice prevails, or nature will ascend or assist in your defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, this message is very important to me. You see, in light of the mission I have been given, it is my duty to call this evil out, expose its opposition to truth and heavenly life designed by the Creator of all people, subverted by those who claim to have a better plan for their superiority than God. And as I stand here, I have no problem saying that I can say the things that I say to you, because in my heart I believe there's not, and I say this with all sincerity, I don't think there's another American, black or white, man or woman, child or old person, that has a plan that is more directed to the peace and prosperity and joy of heavenliness for every citizen than that which I bring. The program that I mentioned to you, nobody is hungry, nobody is clothesless, nobody is homeless, nobody has lack of access to education or health care. No one is absent transportation and the infrastructure that can be developed. And everybody plays a major role in the participation with their gifts in the manifestation of those goods and services which I have just mentioned here. And they are the promoters of the peace and the prosperity, the freedom, the joy of life, and the fulfilled dreams that allows every last one of you to have your needs, your wants, and your desires met. I've been bringing the same message to you for 40 years. I've committed crimes and gone to jail, gone to prison, just to let you know my commitment to the cause. And I haven't changed at all. And can you imagine what the American people has done or have done? They rejected what I have just shared with you. They rejected what I have been sharing with them over the 40 years. And you know what they did? They went and brought in a crook, a low-down, evil, hateful crook, a one that advocates for murder, cutting up people's head just because they don't agree with him. The American people made this one president of the United States, and having a field day back in the lies that he is spreading now, saying that this election was stolen. All of that evil running rampant across this nation, and it seems like one of the most difficult things to do is to stop it. The Department of Justice haven't stopped it. Supreme Court hasn't stopped it. The state and local governments haven't stopped it. And the lies are still spreading. And the ones who perpetrated these lies are still out there in the streets telling these lies, causing threats to people's lives in government, people who just try to serve the public's interest, having their lives threatened. They're still walking around, while black people who might have had a weed seed in their car are doing 5 to 10 years in prison. And some of them, that was their third strike, meaning they wouldn't get out. You think America isn't hell? Well, if you're rich and enjoying it, you probably don't. In fact, if you are reaping some rewards like having a job, it doesn't matter that you have to work hard. It doesn't matter that you have to work 2 or 3 jobs. As long as you got part of the pie, you give yourself to that pie. And so by doing, you're standing against the God of your creation. And I want to tell you something. God loves you. God is protecting you, giving you an opportunity. But there's one out there called nature. And nature sees you. And nature, you know what nature does? It follows the natural law. And when the evilness of the people is spread across this nation, evil responds with floods and earthquakes and thunderstorms and tsunamis volcanic eruptions, you name it. Nature's watching you. And you better straighten your act up. I come to give you the true bitter pill. Not to say what you want to hear, but to tell you, you better straighten up. Because right now, you are acting as a retarded nation. Thank you very much.